Hello, everybody. I hope all is well out there in the nerdy neighborhood. Um, Welcome to what will be hopefully the first of a thing that we do regularly. I said on my TikTok and on the podcast like a month ago, 3 weeks ago, somewhere in there, that I wanted to do more tabletop related content, more D&D content, more, as I grow as a player of tabletop RPGs. I wanted to do more content in that vein. We have done two-ish miniature painting streams. They were fine. I lack the space here to really do that. My work stuff's on this side of the computer. My play stuff and my, streaming stuff's on this side of the computer or of the desk. And I just don't have a lot of space. As is, we do most of our gameplay stuff at the kitchen table. And forgive me if I forget to look at the camera all the time because glasses, ring light, reflection isn't the best. Also, I'm going to be looking at the desktop here in front of me when we talk about the two things we need to talk about today. And I say need because I have a mighty need to discuss this with somebody, and you all who come across this video follow me on the internet. You get to be the ones that I talk to about it. Yay for you. I want to do more D&D content. I teased about a week ago on my TikTok that we're going to be doing an unboxing. That will happen this weekend, fingers crossed. It's not the unboxing I wanted for money reasons, but it will be an unboxing on a smaller scale. And that's part of what we're going to talk about today is how finances affect nerds in my sort of income bracket. But that's the bad part that comes later. The first thing I want to talk about is this week, I think on the 11th, 4 days ago, the first bit of Spelljammer content for 5e dropped on DnD Beyond. It is the Spelljammer Academy, so let me switch. Fingers crossed it works, because it doesn't work all the time. Hey, it worked. Trying new things. Here over on D&D Beyond, you can now pick up the Spelljammer stuff. This is free. This is part one, broken into 3 parts. There will be... the Spelljammer Academy will have 4 parts ultimately. Orientation, which is out now. Trial by Fire. Realm Space Sortie. And Behold Hakatha. This is all just like a nice little dip your toes in it, learn the new Spelljammer mechanics, because from what I've heard B. Dave Walters and Todd Kenrick say, they have changed it from 2nd edition. Like, we already knew the Phlogiston was out and that it was going to be an Astral Sea thing, but we didn't know, and we still don't know the changes that have been made. Like, how much have things changed? how much are we going to see that's different? How does ship combat work? From what I've read of the old 2E modules, the ships were controlled by a character, and that character basically burnt their spell slots controlling the ship. From what I read, I've never played it. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just do so politely. So this freebie stuff here is going to give us our orientation, as it were. Fittingly, that's the title of the first installment here. And I don't want to go in and like do spoilery stuff here, but like here's your introduction screen. Got this great artwork, which honestly really, really, really reminds me of the Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder Batman run. Like, it just has that kind of evokes that feeling to me. We got an elf, a tiefling, orc, a dwarf, a goblin, and this is either a bugbear or a Khajiit. Not Khajiit. That's Skyrim. A tabaxi. The ears tell me more bugbear, possibly. We'll see though. And then you have your welcome to orientation, your debriefings. There's creature statistics. I think they brought the Neogi back. Like the Neogi were in previous monster manuals and stuff, but you really haven't heard a whole lot about them in 5th edition. That's pretty telling right there. I've read a little bit of this. I haven't read enough of it to give it a review. But what I've looked at, I'm excited for. And it's already given me ideas for my home game because my players, they as soon as we wrap up the campaign that we've been doing the whole pandemic, they want to do Spelljammer later this year. And we're actually gonna do a weird Strixhaven into Spelljammer. Like we're gonna do like a Magic Academy to build their new characters with, and then once they're done with a modified version of the Strixhaven story, we'll get into spelljamming. I've already started laying the framework for that story that we're gonna tell. I being the forever DM at my table. Very excited for this though. It's cool that since D&D acquired DnD Beyond that we're seeing free content come out. Like I can't speak to the quality of it because I haven't got to sit down and play it. All I've done is read through it. Like the Vecna thing seemed interesting. I watched a little bit of a couple different groups do an actual play of the Don't Say Vecna stuff that came out last month. I am all for free content. Free content is king in a world where money is definitely an object. As I said, have a unboxing coming this weekend. I'm going to switch back to my face here. If the tracking information is correct, I have a couple items coming that I will do an unboxing with the item that I teased last week on TikTok. It's not the thing I wanted it to be. I wanted to get one of the mini bricks, the ones that have, I think for fizz bands, it's 6 of the regular bricks boxes and 2 of the large. But those are expensive. The cheapest I found them were $150, $155, plus tax. My local game store is only selling them as the full brick. You can't buy the individual boxes, and they're selling it for I think $200. I attempted to get some of the large ones via Amazon, but they twice sent me the small ones. So none of the large bricks are going to be in it. I do have 3 of the Fizzband bricks coming and something else. That's the thing that was teased last week. But that brings me to the back half of this where it says not so free minis over my head. They put out this week the pre-order information for the Spelljammer Adventures in Space Collector's Edition box. It is a beauty. It is a beautiful thing. Right here, we have the Astro Eater, in the upper left-hand corner. I don't know if they've renamed them. That's what they were called in 2nd edition. The asteroid-sized beholders. We got a nice nautiloid on the cover. Beautiful astral sea. Honestly, different than I envisioned the astral sea being in my head. I'll need to go back and reread the DM's guide and see how it's described in there. But I like the coloration of it. Beautiful box. But as you can see, it's got a hell of a price tag on it. Release is Q4. We'll fulfill orders soon after release. I have ordered from WizKids directly before, with the Ravenloft set, but that was hampered by supply chain nonsense, so it came out later than was expected. So I don't. It makes me skittish from ordering from them directly, but also like that price tag, $787.49 plus tax, is a lot of money. I mean, that's rent. for a lot of people. Car payments. I know many people that like to ride around what they make every 2 weeks. And that's frustrating. I have been excited for Spelljammer ever since they officially confirmed it. I was so excited for it before it was confirmed that I started picking up the PDFs of the second edition modules and reading through them. Spelljammer has been a thing I've been excited about for a very long time. I like the fact that it's not what Starfinder is over on the Pathfinder side of things. It's not traditional sci-fi. It's goofy fantasy in space. The fact that some of the ships are just open deck flying through space kills me. I love it. It's so goofy. Some of the monsters that are in Spelljammer are so goofy. At least the traditional ones, the old ones. Very excited to see what comes out for the new set. But that price is heartbreaking. I mean, you do get good stuff in it. I'll scroll down here. You do get all of the miniatures that would be in the set that you could buy. 47 minis. You get the adult Solar Dragon and Prince Zalith, however it's pronounced. Haven't heard it out loud yet. That's a big one. Because that's I believe that's in that $100 price range, that $120 price range that they like to price things at for some reason now. The Astral Dreadnought, that's the big premium. That's like the $250 figure. All the set of 24 or D&D set 24 promotional miniatures, I don't know what those are yet. I have not seen those yet. The Young Lunar Dragon, that's pretty cool. I do chafe a little bit at them having exclusives. These big $700, $800 boxes having minis in them that you can only get if you buy the big expensive box is kind of a dick move on WizKid's part, Hasbro's part. The Fizzban set, they had a similar box for Fizzban, which had a really wicked cool Hollow Dragon in it. In fact, let me see if I can find that one. Yeah, here it is. As you can see, right here, this fiery dragon between the Draco Hydra and the Bone Golem. This guy here was this beautiful little piece here was the premium figure. Again, $800 for it as well. I don't know anyone who has that kind of money lying around. I don't know too many people that have that money available in credit that they could justify dropping $800 on a set. I mean, ultimately, as much as I love them, they're little plastic figures. I love some dragons. I absolutely love dragons. I love miniatures. Theater of the Mind is great, but to me, there is nothing more satisfying than dropping. I mean, you can see them kind of here over my shoulder. A bunch of dragons right there. Just boom, here's this big black dragon. And that's something too. I don't know if you caught it. The ship scale items are not included in this $800 set, which is kind of egregious because there's 6 boxes of the ship scale stuff and they retail for $60 a piece. So $360 there. $360 on top of $780. You're over $1,000 to get the minis for this Spelljammer set. And I know that's how supply and demand works. They know people are excited for it. People love dragons, and people are super excited for Spelljammer. So let's throw these out for $800. But it is infuriating as a broke nerd. I'm not a nerd that is bathing in cash. I don't Scrooge McDuck it, on the weekend. I'm not swimming around in a vault full of coins and bills, you know. Bills, yes, but not that kind of bills. So I do find it upsetting that we ran the gamut this week of this free Spelljammer content that seems like it might be pretty cool, or at the very least has given me ideas as a DM, to the super expensive, not at all free miniatures that go with it, you know. And like, they haven't even shown us all of the minis at this point. Like, they're not on the site at all. You know, there's a miniature giant space hamster. You know, there's astral elves. You know, there's that stuff. We have seen the ships, the minis that they put out for the ships, and all of this doesn't even touch if you are going to get the books. Like, I'm going to need to get the books to do it. That's another $60-$70, right? So this video, I guess my overall take here is that this is both exciting and mildly disappointing that it's there's this really cool stuff out there that I would love to have for my table. But I am also not one of these lucky folks who get the sets for free to review or whatever. I don't even know if they get to keep them now, to be honest. But like, check out the Gallant Goblins channel. They do these really great breakdowns of the entire sets. Occasionally these big boxes, but often just the booster bricks, and they. You know, they don't, you don't physically watch them unbox them, but they do have a little turntable video up close to the mini. You can see what it looks like, quality of the paint job, quality of the mold, because those of you like myself that are avid fans of minis, some are really high quality, like the folks from the Death Save set, the one of the Death Save set that I have. Are really, really good. Others, not quite as good. Occasionally you get ones that have like super bent weapons, or the way it's mounted on the base, like the legs aren't strong enough to hold the weight of the mini and it breaks or bends weird. I've got a flying kobold back there on the shelf that I've got it set, trying to get it to bend into a better position than it came in. I've got a Moonstone Dragon that the wings are bent weird, or were bent weird when it arrived, so I had to, you know, prop it up in a way to put the wings back in a way that let the mini sit right. You know, not all molds are created equally. Some of them, some of the trolls in the past have been really wobbly legged. I've got down here on the shelf behind me, if it were brighter you could see it, I have a hill giant skeleton that the weight of the club over that he's holding up to hit constantly pulls the mini backwards, because the legs are too thin and there's no support. It's just, it wasn't a mini that they had the plastic piece come up and support from underneath, so it's just slowly tilting backwards. I would be shocked if eventually, if I don't find it like bent back at the ankle. I want to do, my whole point of that was ADHD hit real hard right there. Much like everything we do around here, this is unedited. I would like to do what like the Gallant Goblin does, and do those sort of things, but I can't afford to support it myself, unfortunately. So this is the kind of D&D content that we're gonna do. Starting out, you know, I'm going to start out with doing like, you know, little commentaries about things. I have some PDFs that have come out over the last year I'd like to talk up and endorse. Kobold Press has put out some good stuff that I've kickstarted. I've got several third-party things that I definitely want to talk up and endorse. just in case somebody who watches my BS is into this sort of thing and just wants to know what I think about it. Maybe somebody does. And then I want to grow this aspect of the content as well. I don't have a specific title for these sort of things, but I do just really want to get into talking more about tabletop stuff. I want to play more than D&D. At this point in my life, I've played like a little bit of Pathfinder, but I think it was first edition because it was really close to 3.5. I really want to play Vampire the Masquerade. I really want to play Cyberpunk. I really want to play Shadowrun. There's a lot of different tabletop things I want to play. Right now, D&D 5e is my wheelhouse. So a lot of what I talk about will be D&D and third party and official content. So this is my first stab at it in a while. I've done the odd unboxing here and there, but I'm going to try to make it more regular. Eventually, I'd like to get back to doing the painting stuff that we started doing, but again, not there yet. So that's what's in the future. That was some Spelljammer stuff that I was excited to talk about. Even the stuff over here that I was less happy with, the expense of stuff. This makes up for it. The Spelljammer stuff already inspired me. As soon as I saw how they were going to bring it into 5e with the Academy and whatnot, already gave me ideas. Players, if you're watching, don't worry. We're not going to go from a Magical Academy to the Spelljammer Academy, but there is storyline ideas in the little bit that they already put out that have given me ideas. But you also need to be more worried about finishing our first campaign. There's a lich that needs a killing. Again. For the rest of you, thanks for watching through this rambling, meandering opinion video. You can follow me on all sorts of social media: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We have a subreddit. We have a Discord. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We have a Ko-fi and a Patreon and Twitch as well as a means of supporting the channel. In fact, if you really are on board with me doing more of these unboxing stuff, that's a way to make them happen. Just saying. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But I've been Shad. You've been you. I'll see you next time. Either here on the channels or via the podcast. Thanks for watching.